Hi students. In the chemical properties, the next property is catalytic. Catalytic dehydrogenation. Catalytic dehydrogenation process. Catalytic dehydrogenation means in the presence of catalyst, the removal of hydrogen atoms. And in this for this we are using copper or silver at a high temperature, that is 300 degrees Celsius temperature. And in this process, if you are taking, suppose primary alcohol we are taking CH3, CH2, OH. This is called as primary alcohol. Primary alcohol undergoes to catalytic dehydrogenation in the presence of copper or silver at 300 degrees Celsius to give CH3, CHO plus H2. You just remove one hydrogen from this carbon and one hydrogen from OH group, you will get acetaldehyde. This is a primary alcohol. If you are taking primary alcohol, we will get that. Suppose if it is secondary alcohol, CH3CH, OH and CH3. This is isopropyl alcohol and this is secondary alcohol. By the secondary alcohol, copper or silver at 300 degrees Celsius, mainly it gives CH3, C double bond O, CH3 plus H2. That is a ketone, acetone, and hydrogen is released. Suppose if you are using tertiary alcohols, OH, and this is a CH3, and this is a CH3, this is a tertiary alcohol. When we are using tertiary alcohol, here tertiary alcohol means, so subheading it is not visible, I think. I'll give again. Catalytic. Catalytic dehydrogenation. Catalytic dehydrogenation. The reagent used is either copper or silver at 300 degrees Celsius. Okay. And if a tertiary alcohol is taken, the tertiary alcohols in the presence of either copper or silver at 300 degrees Celsius, this is at 300 degrees Celsius, undergoes to dehydration. Here it is giving CH2 and CH3. Here this OH group and here OH group is removed. H and OH is removed. So what we are getting is byproduct is water. So this process is a dehydration process. In this process, this is called as dehydration. It is not dehydrogenation. So in the remaining two processes are dehydrogenation process, but this process is a dehydration process, and in this we are getting isobutene. That is called as isobutene. So primary alcohol undergoes to dehydrogenation to give aldehydes. Secondary alcohol on dehydrogenation gives ketones. Tertiary alcohols on dehydrogenation gives isobutene by the dehydration process, not dehydrogenation for tertiary alcohols. Next, oxidation. In this oxidation process of alcohols, in the oxidation of alcohols, Here, in oxidation of alcohols, we are taking two types of oxidation methods basing on the reagents. In this first one is called as complete oxidation process. Complete oxidation process. And in the complete oxidation process, what are the reagents used? Here, the first reagent used is acidified K2Cr2O7, potassium permanganate. Another reagent used is acidified KMnO4, and another reagent used is alkaline KMnO4, or another reagent used is Jones reagent. Jones reagent. Here, Jones reagent means it is a chromium trioxide plus H2SO4 mixture. Please remember, anhydrous chromium trioxide is a weak oxidizing agent, whereas acidic chromium trioxide is a strong oxidizing reagent, and this is called a Jones reagent. Okay, in presence of any of these reagents, they undergoes to complete oxidation process. Alcohols undergoes to complete oxidation process. In this process, what happens? Suppose I am taking a primary alcohol or CH2OH. This is a primary alcohol. The primary alcohol is undergoing to oxidation first by the acidified K2Cr2O7 and undergoes to oxidation to give RCHO, means aldehydes are formed. So first primary alcohols converts into aldehydes. But this reaction is not stopped here. Again with the strong oxidizing agent K2Cr2O7, this aldehyde undergoes to oxidation to give carboxylic acid. So the reaction will be continued till the formation of carboxylic acid. And here, one more important point is N carbon atoms we are having here. These N carbon atoms containing alcohol undergoes to oxidation to give N carbon atoms aldehyde, and the carboxylic acid also contains N carbon atoms. Means the number of carbon atoms doesn't change throughout the reaction. Number of carbon atoms is same. Okay, that is first primary alcohols. Suppose if you are taking secondary alcohols or CH2, and here this is a, we can write this as a RCH OH, and this is R dash. Okay, and here this is undergoing to oxidation by the acidified potassium dichromate or potassium permanganate or any of this reagent. Then first it is forming RC double bond O R dash, which is known as ketones. So a ketone is formed first, and this ketone again undergoes to oxidation to form RCOOH plus, here basing on the carbon taken here R dash, means for example we are having a CH3 group here. CH3 group is present. Here also we are having CH3 group, and here we are getting HCOOH. Okay, this is a common oxidation process of ketones. So here we are having N carbon atoms. Here also we are having N carbon atoms, but it is having N minus 1 carbon atoms. Means actually this is furtherly dissociated into CO2 and H2. Okay, so we are getting one carbon less carboxylic acid. The carboxylic acid contains one carbon atom less than the taken alcohol. Okay, this is for secondary alcohols. Suppose in the secondary alcohols there is a small exception, or we can take extension, not exception, it is extension for secondary alcohols. Sorry. In this, for example, if you have CH3, CH2, CO, and here it is CH2, CH3. And suppose if you are having CH3, CH2, CH2, CO, and CH3. What is these two different? Here, okay, first I am writing with alcohol CHOH, and here also I am writing the alcohol CHOH. So this alcohol and this alcohol are this is a 3 pentanol, this is a 2 pentanol, this is a 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, 3 pentanol, 1 2 3 4 5. It is 2 pentanol. If this is undergoing to oxidation, if this is undergoing to oxidation by the strong oxidizing agent like K2Cr2O7, and then first what is formed? A ketone is formed. CH3, CH2, CH, that is C double bond O, and CH2, CH3 is formed. And this furtherly undergoes to oxidation by the same reagent, and then what is formed here? Here the bond dissociation occur, either this side or this side the bond dissociation occur. It gives CH3 CH2 COOH plus CH3 COOH. So this is CH3 COOH is formed. But in this case, suppose if it is undergoing to oxidation in the presence of acidified K2Cr2O7 oxidizes to give CH3, CH2, CH2, C double bond O CH3. This is simply you compare these two. This is symmetrical ketone, this is unsymmetrical ketone. Unsymmetrical ketones, if present, how they undergoes to dissociation furtherly or oxidation furtherly means, please remember this occurs according to Popoff's rule. This is occurring according to Popoff's rule. It is a Popoff's rule. What is Popoff's rule, sir? It is like egg puff, not egg puff, it is Popoff's only. So, Popoff's rule means whenever there is unsymmetrical ketones, the oxidation occurs in which the keto group goes along with a smaller alkyl group. Means the bond dissociate between these two only and not between these two. Okay, so smaller alkyl group plus ketone is going as a carboxylic acid. Means what are the products? Here 1, 2, 3 carbon. That is CH3, CH2, COOH. Plus, what is the second one? Here second one means CH3, COOH. So CH3, COOH is only formed. So here also it is formed, here also it is formed. Here means bond dissociation may occur this side also. But here the bond dissociation always occurs in this place, and the CO group will go along with the smaller alkyl group. That is Popoff's rule. Popoff's rule. According to Popoff's rule, the dissociation of CC bond occurs at keto and smaller alkyl group. Here keto group and smaller alkyl group is living or moving away as a smaller carboxylic acid. Okay, that is a secondary alcohol. And ketone to secondary, ketone to carboxylic acid, normally at room temperature it doesn't occur. High temperature conditions are required. Next, third one is tertiary alcohols. Suppose we are taking a tertiary alcohol. Here this is the tertiary alcohol, for example. So here OH group and this is CH3. This tertiary alcohol also undergoes to oxidation in the presence of K2Cr2O7 oxidizes. This is a tertiary alcohol. Then first it is forming CH3, CO, CH3. Okay, here how many carbons present means totally 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons are present. Here how many carbons present? 3 carbons, means n minus 1 carbon atoms. Here it is simply 4 carbon atom containing, and here it is having 3 carbon atom containing, and 1 carbon is released as CO2 group. And then further oxidation occur, same reagent, and here as it is same, it is dissociating into CH3COOH and COHCOOH. HCOOH. Here it is 3 carbon, but this is 2 carbon. So means it is N minus 2 carbon atom, or it is 2 carbon carboxylic acid is formed. Means and tertiary alcohols are taken, tertiary alcohols undergoes to oxidation to give a less number of carbon containing ketone first, which furtherly oxidizes to give a very less number of carbon containing, still very less number of carbon containing carboxylic acid. That is the tertiary alcohols reaction. Even here also temperature is required. High temperature is required. At normal temperature or room temperature, that reaction doesn't occurs. That is a complete oxidation process. For the complete oxidation process, we need strong oxidizing agents. The strong oxidizing agent means acidified potassium permanganate. Generally, this is also used as a distinguished test. Primary alcohols gives aldehydes plus a green colored chromium plus 3 ion. K2Cr2O7 chromium is plus 6. It gives a chromium plus 3 finally. And similarly, secondary alcohols gives ketones plus green colored chromium plus 3 ion. Okay. So this is primary, secondary, tertiary alcohol with a complete oxidation process. Next, partial oxidation. The second one is partial oxidation. Here for the partial oxidation process, generally what happens for partial oxidation means, suppose I am taking a primary alcohol is taken. This primary alcohol, in the presence of a reagent, it is converted to only aldehyde. It is not furtherly converted to carboxylic acid. Similarly, the secondary alcohols, if you are taking, this is a secondary alcohol. The secondary alcohols, if you are using, then the secondary alcohols will be converted to ketones only. Whereas tertiary alcohol doesn't react, because in partial oxidation, what we use is generally mild oxidizing agents we use. What are those mild oxidizing agents? I am giving. First one is called as a PCC. Here PCC means it is pyridinium, pyridinium, pyridinium chlorochromate, pyridinium chlorochromate, pyridinium chlorochromate. Pyridinium chlorochromate means C5H5NH plus CrO3Cl minus. That is the formula, better to remember the formula also. And second one, PDC. PDC means pyridinium. It is pyridinium dichromate. This is called as pyridinium dichromate. Pyridinium dichromate. So pyridinium chlorochromate and pyridinium dichromate. Pyridinium dichromate means C5H5NH taken twice Cr2O7. K2Cr2O7 is potassium dichromate. In the place of K2 we are taking pyridine. Okay, this is called as a pyridinium dichromate. And the third one we can use is a Collins reagent. Collins reagent. Here the Collins reagent is a chromium trioxide and a pyridine mixture. Py means pyridine. Okay. C5H5N, that is a pyridine chromium trioxide mixture is called as a Collins reagent, or we can use anhydrous. Please remember anhydrous. Anhydrous chromium trioxide will also useful as a mild oxidizing agent. Okay, chromium trioxide and pyridine mixture is called as Collins reagent, and anhydrous chromium trioxide also acts as a mild oxidizing agent. What they can do, mild oxidants mainly, what they can do means primary alcohols are converted to aldehydes, secondary alcohols are converted to ketones. Very, very important is tertiary alcohols, no effect. No effect. Tertiary alcohols are having no effect by the mild oxidizing agents. And suppose if there is any C double bond C, or if there is any C triple bond C, means in the compound C double bond C or C triple bond C are present, these are also not affected. So C double bond C or C triple bonds if present, they are not affected by the mild oxidizing agents. Okay, so this is a partial oxidation by mild oxidizing agents.